Good morning, Dr. Meyer.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, everybody.
So last week we had a little pre-brain gauge chat, and the brain gauge, for those that were listening last week, we said you could go over to Okoboji Wellness Clinic, and for 2 weeks you could try it out. You could go over there, see if your brain's working. And for 2 weeks, absolutely free of charge to do that. Did anybody show up and give it a try?
Oh my goodness, we had some incredible turnout. Everybody, we were so excited to share the good news, and then on top of it, to have the founder creator, the neuroscientist here out of North Carolina that worked with the Navy. Through Navy DoD funding to develop this tool and explain it, and the power of this tool was an incredible blessing. So, no, it was a great turnout, and, one of those tools, we always talk about tools in the tool belt, but this one is not only a way to measure progress when it comes to trying to get you in a better state from a wellness perspective, but it also is treating. It absolutely, 15 minutes, we talk about, a couple of months ago how I was going to the gym and doing some HIIT training with kettlebells here at the Athletic Republic in Spear Lake, and how important that was for the brain. The physical activity is huge, but this is kind of like going to the gym for your brain, utilizing this tool. So it's not only important for me to get up, which I'm still doing Thursdays to go work out physically, but also to work on the brain. Go to the brain gym, and everybody at every age needs this, and it is an incredible, simple, just like I do with my HIIT training 2 days a week. It's about 20 minutes that I do with the kettlebells, but this is 15 minutes 3 days a week. If you can't carve out 15 minutes 3 days a week into your schedule, that's pretty doable. And so, how much I've seen strides myself physically, energy level wise, just adding in the physical activity. Now I'm going to be adding into my regimen the brain gym, so to speak, and do that a minimum 3 days a week, and I'm going to continue to see if I can work on my reaction time to my recall. I want to optimize. I want to be on the top of my game. So, yes, come on in. Outside of the next 2 weeks, we'll be rolling out a package where you can come in and get familiar with our clinic space with just $30 a month for unlimited brain gauge. And so you can come in and do these 15-minute treatments 2 to 3 times a week. And we are, again, already seeing some incredible measurable changes. Dr. Mark actually put together a little case study with Brady, who now works at our clinic, to show what we talked about last week was some significant progress on his device after ozone and after hyperbaric treatment. So it's, again, the measurables. But, again, the brain that's that control center, and it's as a natural thing, as we've talked about over time. Our metabolism slows down as we get older. That battery gets a little bit more dim. So we want to charge up that battery through a multitude of different tools that we have and different lifestyle changes, fuel up that battery, and then we work on the brain. We really focus in on the brain gym and watch that reaction time improve, watch that recall improve. In such a broad-ranging application, from folks with, kids that have autism to developmental delays to even mood disorders, anxiety, agitation, many neurologic disorders, neurodevelopment neurologic disorders, ALS, Parkinson's, all these things you can apply this treatment to dementia, and you're going to see measurable change on this device. And again, it's getting that brain back in tune. So it's just clicking right along, and you're filling up that box, so to speak, that Dr. Mark talked about. You want all those reds to turn green. So, but it's about making a routine, getting into that routine, and sometimes just starting off simply with a couple days a week is all can make the biggest difference for you. And then on top of it, bring it home, right? And so, if you come in and you're seeing results, we are all about results, then you can choose to take this device home. The brain gauge you can take home, and it is going to be lined up with our system, so we'll be able to see how often you're using it, the results, and if some of the brain, if you start to come off the edge in some of the improvements you're seeing, we can track that and see that, it might be time to come back in for a recharge. It might be time to come in and do some more hyperbarics, some more ozone, some more ice, this neurofeedback, because you're doing this brain treatment at home, and we're able to track and monitor. So it's again just an exciting addition to the clinic that pretty much everybody that's coming in for every condition now, we are getting them. We're getting a measure of their brain.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, and the fact that this was worked on for decades, went from a 100-pound device to something that is about the size of a computer mouse. Now, Lene and I she wasn't nearly as excited as I was. I was very excited to get over and try this thing out. And so we gave it a try, and the first time I went through it, and it takes about the quick trip through the test is about 90 seconds. So we went through the quick trip test, and my very first results was seek help. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. And I'm like, I want to do it again. So I did it again. And then that time I came out just average, which was much better than seek help. But at least I got it up to average. But it was very cool because then we sat down and there was certain segments that we were weak at. You could actually tell where you, like, this really surprised me. Lene tested average, but her focus was weak. So she has to work on her focus. So you can compartmentalize the areas you have to work on.
Absolutely. And so as he talked about, it's out of the sensory testing that's out there, the vibratory sense through his research is one of the most powerful as far as training the brain. So it's you get a little vibration on your two fingers when you put it on this little lab in a mouse, and you have to discern which vibration is stronger, which vibration lasts longer. Those are some of the basic questions that you have. So, but it can be a little humbling at first, because to discern a difference between the timing of that vibration, one lasting longer than other, is quite small, and it gets smaller the further that you go into the training, because they ramp you up into a harder testing zone. And so, but your brain adapts. You develop plasticity in the brain. You turn down. There's lateral inhibition that gets turned down, and there's all kinds of wonderful things out of all the different parts of the brain. So, like you're saying, so focus for Lene. What we would have her do is she would work on that area first. She'd go into the training mode, 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, and she would work on the focus mode until she's able to get that up into the green. And then she kind of works to the next area and the next area. But, post-concussion, traumatic brain injury, everybody can benefit from this. And it's a fairly, simple, quick test, but you have to have patience with it and understand that just like going to the gym for the first time, now I'm putting up stronger weights. yesterday I did yellows, which I think were like 16 kilogram, or it was a lot heavier than what I had been putting up. But when I started off with the pink weights, and so the same thing applies to the brain. It's a starting point, and whatever you're doing, if it's something new, you're not going to be as good at it, and then you do it, the repetition over and over and over again, and something as simple as this can have major impact on the quality of your life now and down the road. Yeah. It's a major player.
Big deal, and you're right, it's incredibly simple, so I want folks to get over to Okoboji Wellness Clinic, try it out, and then folks will have a couple of options. They can get a membership to go in there, use it during the month if they want, or they can buy one and take one home. There's a couple of different ways to go on this thing. But you got a free tryout. Just go over and try it out. It's the simplest thing you will ever try. And just check it out. I was, at my age, you get to be my age. You get to wondering if your brain's working. And, thankfully, at least I'm average. But I won't be hopping in a race car anytime soon. But my reaction time is not that good. But at least, and then, like you said, and we got to get going, but there's specific areas so if you say you have to focus more, like you said, then there will be specific exercises that you will do with the mouse to train that brain to focus better.
Absolutely. It kind of compartmentalizes the different areas that need the most immediate attention.
Okay.
And
well, I know when we started today you were going to talk about sleep, so can you talk about sleep in a minute?
Okay, I can do that. Sleep is huge. And if you don't get enough sleep, guess what? That's the time when your body's repairing itself. So that's kind of the teaser for future discussions. But at the Okoboji Wellness Clinic, we've got a lot of different tools to apply to a lot of different conditions and problems. And sleep, if you're not sleeping, your body's not repairing itself at night. So we've talked quite a bit about pain. We've talked about brain, pain with ozone injections, IV ozone, hyperbarics, and more. But sleep, I'm always looking for foci. The foci, what is it that's a block in your healing pathway? Let's charge your battery up with the metabolism and then find the block. The foci, sleep is a big one, and we have a lot that we can do to help with sleep.
Yeah, we have.
So that's a segue into the next time, maybe. We can talk more about that.
Talk more about sleep. We have so much to talk about. We have hardly touched on the ozone therapy. We need to talk so much more about that, and some just incredible success stories happening at the Okoboji Wellness.
It's so exciting. I just get goosebumps. Yes. Real quick, we had a gentleman that's had chronic mid-back pain for years upon years upon years, and I did some subcutaneous ozone injections, which is just barely under the skin, putting a little bit of O3 gas under there, and along his spine and his mid-back laterally on both sides, 2 separate treatments a week apart, and he is absolutely flabbergasted. So it's like, with the amount of results he's seen with this, he's like, really? Is this really possible? And so, yes, we got to hop into the ozone train and explain a lot more what's going on with that inside the body.
Yeah, because those results, the people that are doing that and talking about that, the results are incredible. All right, how do people come see you?
Yeah, give us a call, be our guest. We are happy to get walking on that wellness walk with you. 712-339-6024. We do a discovery call that is complimentary for 15 minutes if you have some questions about what's going on with you and what approach we might take if you were to start your care working with us. And we're at 3305 Berquist Avenue in Spirit Lake. That's just off Highway 71. So, yeah, we want results for you. We want quality, and if you want to get going on it, take action. Take action and don't settle for less.
Yeah, take the first step today. Dr. Meyer, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Stay safe today, and we'll chat again soon.
Thanks, Dave. Be well, everyone.
Dr. Bradley Meyer at the Okoboji Wellness Clinic. You can also find out more at okobojiwellnessclinic.com.